6 p.m. right now. Oh my god, wait! Congratulations, application status unconditional offer. Yeah! Emily, don't! Is she even upstairs? Dude! I've been offered a place at King's! Dankeschön, meine Schwester! Yay! Happy days! Open the window! Get the birds chirping! I'm so glad that wasn't a letdown or a false alarm. That's actually really quick. I mean, I did have issues with my references, but I kind of sorted it out mid last week, so it's been out a week. Oh, I'm happy. Yay! Yay, yay, yay! Okay, what next? Maybe I should read some of the information that follows. Wait. They want me to pay a deposit already. What? Okay. Okay, is there a deadline to respond? Ah, the 30th of June. Luca! Come here, darling. Come here. Say hello. Okay. You're just gonna sit in front of the camera? No, don't drink my water. That's a great angle for your hole in ear, darling. So we have building work going on, and so there's been so much banging and drilling and background noise this morning. I'm hoping that it won't be apparent in this video, or it will have just stopped. Minnie, what do you want? Okay, she's going. So yeah, hey guys, welcome to this video. Welcome to another little master's update. I think this is the third one, I am pretty sure. But yeah, quite a while back now. It was like on the 21st of June. I got an offer from King's. As you will have seen from my live reaction clip at the start of this video, I received an unconditional offer to study a nutrition MSci Master in Science at King's in London, and yeah, it was a really good feeling getting an offer. I just wanted to, in this video, talk a bit about the course and the offer and my current thoughts now that I have 2 offers. And I also want to, in the second half of this video, go through how I kind of did my research into courses. I just need to let Milka out. Minnie, I'm sorry. Okay, bye for now. Okay, so the course at King's, it's a Master in Science, as I said, a Nutrition MSci, and it is 1 year. Basically, I applied to King's in London and I'm still waiting to hear back from UCL, but I thought that it would just be really cool and a fun experience to study in London if I stayed in the UK, get the experience of being in a busy city. And yeah, I love London. Both UCL and King's obviously also have great reputations. They're very well-known universities, so I would hope that I would get a really great academic experience from both. With the course specifically, you do things like clinical nutrition, public health nutrition. At King's, you do a research project all in this year. It is also accredited by the AFN. So in the UK, the AFN is this Association for Nutrition, and essentially it's like this registry, I suppose you'd say. So they therefore have accredited courses. Most of them are in the UK, both undergraduate and master's degrees. Some of them are abroad, but not that many. So yeah, those courses are accredited, which would make it easier if I did want to apply to the AFN and become like a nutrition consultant. I know there are other specialisms within nutrition, but I have said that I don't really see myself, at least in the short term, becoming a nutrition consultant. I think instead I kind of want to go down the research route, potentially doing a PhD and or going into science media, science writing, science journalism, or science on TV, documentaries, stuff like this. That's maybe what I'm heading towards. I don't have any set plans though, and I'm just kind of taking things as they come, just seeing what happens really. Another big thing that stood out to me about King's, okay, in particular, was that there is a scientist, researcher at King's called Tim Spector, and he basically does big research, like epidemiology. He looks at risk factors for complex diseases and stuff like that, and he also has a particular interest in like nutrition and gut health and the microbiota, which I honestly at the moment think is so fascinating and interesting. And so I just thought it was really cool that King's have this really big name. However, I do need to think quite carefully about this course. So first of all, I have until the end of June, which is going to come round really quickly, to basically decide whether I want to accept the offer or decline it. And I think the first big decision I need to make is whether I want to study abroad or in the UK. I came into this with the intention of wanting to get an international student study experience, and I have an offer from, let me say this correctly, Wageningen University Research to do a nutrition master's there in the Netherlands. And so I really need to think for myself, what do I want to do? Do I want to stay in my home country, the UK, and study? Or do I want to really push myself, step outside my comfort zone, see a new place, experience a new culture, and study there at the same time? That is, I think, the first big decision I need to make. But then on top of that, I also need to consider the fact that if I did accept this offer from King's, would I be starting in person? I think it's more likely that the course will start online, but obviously at the moment uncertainty levels are very high. And then in terms of like finances and money, the course at King's is, let me just check. They've asked me for a deposit already. As I said, it is £12,750, and that's the academic fees. And if I was living in London, I would have to pay to live in London, and obviously living in London, being a student in London, is not the easiest. It's not inexpensive at all. It's not the most exciting things to think about, but bringing ourselves back to reality, money is a big factor in a lot of things. But I mean, if say the course started online, then obviously I wouldn't be living in London and paying for that, and it would be a lot cheaper in that respect. But I just don't know how I would feel about studying at home. I think I could do it, I just don't think it would be my personal top choice. But I mean, you have to make compromises obviously in life. It's not all easy and plain sailing. Obviously I haven't made any firm decisions yet, but these are just the things I'm thinking about at the moment. Okay, so putting this all into context, I now have an offer from King's. I also have my offer from Wageningen, and I still need to basically talk to them about deferring my entry, because as I've said before, if I do choose to go abroad to study, personally I want to start in person. I personally don't see the point in accepting a place to study abroad but then doing it online. For me, a big part of this is going to that place, you know, and absorbing that new culture, people, and studying there at the same time. UCL, my other London application, I'm waiting to hear from them. I'm hoping to hear from them before I have to make my decision for King's. It's gonna be frustrating if not, but you know, can't really change anything. And then finally I applied, and if you watched my second master's update video, you'll know that I was rejected from TUM, and I think that was because I filled in one of their application forms wrong. And so I obviously tried to phone them, didn't get through, but I emailed to ask for like feedback and to see if they would reconsider my application if I changed that document, but they've like not replied to my emails, or they keep just sending me automated replies. It's just a bit sad. I've kind of been on the verge of giving up, but I'm just not someone who gives up that easily. I still think I want to get through to them. I'm gonna try, keep trying, and try and get some answers, okay? I'm not ready to give up just yet, okay? But that's just the broader picture right now. But essentially, as I said at the start, I want to talk a bit about the spreadsheet and my research. So basically, how did I pick the courses and the universities that I wanted to apply to study for a master's, essentially. Before I went to Australia last year, before I went traveling for 3 months, I started all this research, and I essentially consulted Google. I just did so much research on the internet, okay? I looked at so many different courses at so many universities across the globe. As I was doing this, I was kind of compiling a spreadsheet alongside, list like the name of the university, the course, how long it was, how much would it cost, when would the course start, because some had start dates in like the winter semester or the summer semester. And I mean, it took me a while to get to grips with international courses, because first of all, I didn't even know what a semester was. It took me a while to work that one out. I just had to do a lot of research and reading and finding things out, okay? Another big thing I had to consider was the language that the course was taught in. So some, for example, were only taught in German, and that just wouldn't have been feasible, okay? I needed a course to be in English. And then I just kind of made note of some other things about the university or course in particular. So for example, you need the GRE for US universities, Harvard and Cornell. I made a note of that. I also made a note if there were any kind of cool majors or research projects on offer. They're in no particular order, but I have London universities, UCID in Australia, Cornell, Harvard in the US, and then lots of European universities. Okay, for some of them, for example, the US universities and ETH Zurich in Switzerland, I was kind of disappointed because I missed the deadlines. So I got back from traveling, and that's when I started to write my personal statement and finalize all my documents for applications, but I maybe didn't get on it as soon as I should have done, and so I missed their deadlines. I mean, the US deadlines were way before I even went traveling, I think, last year in 2019. for 2020 entry. I don't know, but I missed those deadlines. But the ETH Zurich one, I was quite disheartened with that, and that's totally my fault because I just didn't get on it as quickly as I should have done. Maybe they did like a food science masters and then they had a major in nutrition, and I thought it sounded really great. And I mean, ETH Zurich is an incredible university. It's really well known and it's got a great reputation. But yeah, unfortunately I missed the deadline, so yeah. Okay, so all of this was based on my research, but I also went to the comments section in some of my videos where I talked about master's applications, because honestly the feedback and information that you guys gave in the comment sections and through DMs and messages and stuff like emails as well was just so useful. Yes, I felt so overwhelmed at times because I had so much information, but that's yeah, drilling. Anyway, yeah, I just had so much information, but I managed to put it all into this Excel spreadsheet. I did have this side note as a text box in the Excel spreadsheet with just extra things I'd written down or found along the way. And coming back to like the reputation of the university, I mean, that was something I did take time considering. Yes, I do obviously want to study at a university with like a good reputation, and so I was looking at, you know, overall university rankings and stuff like that. But the thing is with nutrition, so I was trying to look for top nutrition masters courses across the globe, and that was so hard to find the answers to. It's also really hard to find where the best places are to do nutrition research, and I think the reason at the moment is because nutrition as like a science is not very well recognized. It's actually quite controversial. I just think it's because it's in its early phases. It's still very young and new, and I think a lot of people just don't think it's as accurate as other sciences, like, I don't know, genetics or oncology or evolutionary biology or things in chemistry and physics. It is a very new and emerging field. So yeah, that was hard for me to find the answers to, and so I was therefore just relying on the reputation of the university itself as a whole and just looking at the course, reading about it, watching videos. I went to Wageningen's online open day. So yeah, basically I spent a lot of time doing my research, and one of the big things for me was hearing from students directly. So for example, the reason why I got on with applying so suddenly to Wageningen. The reason why I got on with that application quite soon was essentially because I had an email from someone who studied there, basically just giving me so much information about the university, and that kind of triggered me to just get on and send in an application. It was the kind of deciding factor because I'd done my own research. I'd found WUR myself and I really liked the sound of it, but the only reason why I got on with submitting an application was because I heard from someone who studied there, and that was like my first master's update video. They got back to me so quickly and it was such a spontaneous offer to receive. Yeah, those are just my thoughts. I hope that was useful to see, and I hope you enjoyed this video overall anyway. I think I'm gonna close this MacBook and finish this video, so I have big decisions ahead of me. I also don't really know what's gonna be happening, but you know, you guys will know, you'll come along with me and we'll see where we end up. I hope you enjoyed this video anyway. As always, like it if you did. I am so sorry for the background noise. Comment down below if you are applying, if you're in a similar situation to me, or if you're applying even to like a PhD or for an undergraduate. If you want to, you can share your thoughts or current situation down below if you want to. I don't know, subscribe as I always say, and turn on the bell to see when I upload. I don't really have an upload schedule at the moment, I'm really sorry, but turn the bell on if you want to know when I upload. That's all I can really say. I know this is a bit of a different angle for me filming from, but I just put the camera there and was like, you know what, we're just going for this angle today. But yeah, I will speak to you very soon. Bye.